Your entire financial future is often decided by just a handful of major decisions. And in today's economy, making the wrong ones can set you back for years. I know, it feels almost impossible to get ahead financially right now. Everything is expensive. Rent is insane. Houses feel impossible to afford, groceries just keep going up, and gas prices seem to jump every few months. And while all this is happening, younger generations have to hear constantly about how we're just lazy or we're bad with money from boomers. But the truth is, the financial world young people are stepping into today is completely different than it was decades ago. And because of that, the decisions you make in your teens and your 20s matter more than ever before. A few smart choices can completely change your future, but a few terrible decisions can trap you in stress, debt, and financial frustration for years. And the scary part is most people don't realize how life-changing these decisions are until the damage is already done. Most people think financial success is only about making more money. They think if they just get a better job, start a side hustle, or invest more, everything will magically work out. But your life is shaped by far more than your income. Who you marry matters, the career you choose matters, the debt you take on matters, the car you buy matters, the habits you build in your free time matter. Even the people you surround yourself with matter. Because every major financial decision either gives you more freedom or slowly takes it away. The right decisions can help you build peace, stability, opportunities, and wealth for your future family, but the wrong decisions can leave you broke, stressed, overwhelmed, and wondering why life feels impossible financially. And today, with inflation rising, social media constantly encouraging us to spend money terribly, and consumerism being pushed harder than ever, it's incredibly easy to drift into financial disaster without even noticing it. So in the rest of the time we have here together, I want to break down 10 financial decisions that can completely shape the direction of your life. The choices that separate people who build wealth from the people that are poor and live paycheck to paycheck. The first major life decision is a home and mortgage, and this goes for pretty much everybody. There's kind of a idea out there that renting forever is actually going to be better than owning a home, which I kind of disagree with, but I don't actually know the 100% math on it. It really doesn't matter, long story short. Choosing a home and a mortgage is a big deal, right? Because if you choose a house, then you want to move 2 years later, and then move 2 years later after that, and move 2 years later after that, you shouldn't have probably bought a house in the first place, and you should probably just have kept renting. You also want to make sure that you're buying a home that's going to be a good investment. Is it in a good area, and is it going to appreciate really, really well in value? These are really big questions to ask yourself. Another big thing with a mortgage that could absolutely ruin your life is, are you going to be able to actually pay it off? Or are you going to go into so much debt for this house that you can't even get out of and that you never really could pay in the future? That's a big, big decision. Can you get the down payment? Can you pay it off in 15 or 30 years? Big time questions. You have to be able to answer those before you're actually pulling the trigger on a house. Another major decision is credit cards. Are you going to use a credit card? Are you not going to use a credit card? How are you going to use the credit card? People like to really try to leverage their debt, and then they end up getting into debt they can't get out of, and you don't want to do that. That is for sure a one-way ticket to poverty, and you want to make sure that you're not digging yourself into a big giant hole for no reason. The third decision here is cars. Look, it's pretty much a necessity to have a car these days. However, there are good ways and bad ways to go about cars. Ways to put yourself in a good place financially, and ways to put you in a terrible place financially. The first thing I can think of is the depreciation hit. So many people buy new cars. And look, I get it. They're nicer, they're flashy, that's great. However, most people cannot afford new cars because of a massive depreciation hit. The second you buy a new car and drive it off the lot, you're saying goodbye to probably 30 to 50 to 60% of what the vehicle's worth in that instant, let alone the depreciation that happens over time as you continue to own that car as well. And so if you buy a new car and then maybe 2 years later you're like, I want to buy a new car, you're going to be spending a boatload of money on that. Another thing that can happen is people go into crazy car loan debt. The amount of car loan debt that's out there is absolutely absurd, and for people that are already struggling financially and we're living in a hard economy, you're basically just playing on extra hard mode for no reason. The solution is to just simply buy a good quality used car. One that's going to last you a while, one that's going to keep you safe, but also one that's not going to break your bank. That's what I'm going to do if I have to buy a new car, but for now I don't have to, which is absolutely amazing. The next major decision is college and career. What career do you want to take? Some careers don't require college, so this point doesn't really apply to you, but make sure you're still choosing a career that's going to have a good, positive outlook that's going to earn you a lot of money. Your number one wealth building tool for your entire life will be your income. The more money you can make per year, the more you're going to be able to invest, the more you're going to be able to spend, the more you're going to be able to save. And so if you can get a really high income, you're going to be doing great. But you also want to make sure that's not at the expense of going into a bunch of student loan debt. A lot of college careers that you get after college are really lucrative. However, sometimes those lucrative careers require you to go into a bunch of debt, and sometimes that debt is debt you don't pay off for a while, which can be a big time issue. You want to make sure that you're not doing that. Go to cheap universities, work a job, get scholarships, go to community college for a couple of years. All those decisions will help you save more money in college. But overall, you want to make sure you're going into a good career field that's going to have good growth over time. That's the most important thing, and you want to make sure that you enjoy it as well. Another major decision is investing and retirement. Look, it's pretty safe to say that we're not going to be able to rely on Social Security too much when we retire. The state of Social Security is very questionable, and overall it's just something we probably shouldn't be depending on or relying on at all. And so the way to combat that, the way that we can grow now today to have a good retirement in the future, and ultimately the best way to have a prosperous life is to start investing today. The best time to start investing was yesterday, and the second best time is today. You want to make sure that you're building money and compounding money as early as possible, preferably in a tax-free account like a Roth IRA, so that you don't have to pay a bunch of tax when you want to pull that money out when you do retire. However, the most important thing with retirement and investing is to just start. It seems obsolete, it seems stupid to even be worrying about it at a young age, but the people that worry about it at a young age end up having a much more successful time than people that don't. And it's really that simple. Our next major life decision is marriage. And I'm not trying to turn this into a life talk, but marriage plays a big role in your finances. And I actually have a full video talking about this, which I'll link at the end of this one if you want to go ahead and check that out, and we'll get deeper into that. But it's really simple, right? If you end up marrying someone, if you marry a girl, if you marry a guy, right, your finances are going to be combined. Whether you combine bank accounts or not, you're going to be sharing a life together. If you divorce, that's going to be a major expense. You're going to be just doing everything together. It's really that simple. So you want to make sure you're choosing right. If you choose the wrong life partner, your finances will suffer. Sure, a lot of other things in your life will suffer as well, but your finances will too. And so this is just a major decision that goes into that. And so I don't really have to talk about this for long. There's so many things. There's kids, the house you buy, the cars you buy, all those stuff will be together. So if you get the wrong marriage partner, then you're just going to be cooked in all those areas, right? It's that simple. It's a major, major decision. Another decision we rarely talk about, but it's so important, is where you live. Look, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that it costs a boatload of money to live in the heart of New York, or to live in the heart of LA, or the heart of Tampa, Florida, right? That's pretty obvious, but we don't think about it when it comes to us, right? There are some areas around the world that are more expensive to live in than others. There's some places where you can live on $30,000 a year. There's other places where you can live on $60,000 a year. Even where I go to college compared to where I grew up, there's probably a $10,000 to $15,000 cost of living difference. Now, there's a lot more career opportunities in that more expensive area, but you have to balance all of these things out. Make sure that you're making a smart decision of where you're living, not just financially, but for your life in general. Because those things really do matter. There are differences in where you live, and it's not just the weather, it's not just where your family is, it's also where your money is going as well. And you want to make sure that you're not spending a bunch of excess money that you don't really have to. Another major decision that impacts your finances forever is what you do in your spare time. Do you just get drunk and high and live your life? Then your money's going to be affected by that. I'm not saying that you can't get drunk, or you can't have a drink, or you can't smoke from time to time and still not be financially successful. Those things can go together, but more than likely, you're not going to grow as much as you want to if you're doing those things. And this stretches beyond that as well. Are you wasting your weekend weekends doing absolutely nothing? Are you wasting that time that you get home from work before you go to bed doing absolutely nothing, just wasting a bunch of time? Well, you're not going to grow at as fast as rates as other people, and ultimately you're probably not going to be doing anything really that cool on Earth. Spend your time wisely. I try to do this a lot. If I'm doing literally nothing, hopefully I'm at least door dashing to earn 20 extra bucks an hour, or maybe I'm working on a skill that's going to help me in my career in the future, right? Doing something useful with my time is always going to beat out doing something useless with your time. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy life. Hang out with your friends. Like, go out, find a girlfriend, and try to find a girl that you're going to marry and spend time with that girl if you really enjoy spending time with her. Like, do those things too. Watch a movie from time to time. You can watch a sports game from time to time, but make sure you're not just wasting endless amounts of time for no reason. You only get so much of it. Use it wisely. Another major decision is your friends in your social circle, and it feels like we're getting even more foo-fooey now and like so away from the plot of finance, right? But this is really true. Your friends have a major impact on your life. I've seen people with terrible friends and with great friends, and I've seen those people either go to financial ruin or financial prosperity. Are your friends taking you out to the mall trying to get you to shop, or are they encouraging you to be wise with your money and not spend too much? Do you have friends with great morals, or do you have friends with bad morals? Do you have friends that are pursuing a higher goal or something great, or are they just pursuing absolutely nothing, right? All of those things matter, and the people you hang around, they're going to bleed off on you. It's really that true. I have friends that I've picked up hobbies that they really enjoy just because I spend time with them. And I've noticed myself get worse with bad friends and noticed myself get good and get better as a person with good friends. I've seen this in my life. I've seen it in others. Choose your friends wisely, not just your spouse as well, even though your spouse is still really important too. And our next decision is whether to have kids or not. Or how are you going to raise your kids? Are you going to raise them to be super uberly rich and whatever and they get whatever they want? Or are you going to raise them very bare bones, right? And this goes back to marriage as well and why marriage is so important. How are you and your wife or you and your husband going to raise these kids? Are you even going to have kids at all? They can be really expensive, but I think some things in life, although money is important, there are things that are more important, and family is one of them, and being able to raise kids is such a great experience, or at least it's what I've heard is a great experience because I'm so young. I'm pretty much a kid myself, but you get what I'm saying. When it comes to major decisions in life, they might not always be financially smart. Having kids probably isn't because they're expensive, but can you still do it in a way that's frugal enough for it to make sense and you can still enjoy that process? Because if you can, you need to make sure that you're doing that because, again, these are major life decisions that could ruin your financial life. If you're not ready financially to be a parent, then you probably shouldn't be a parent. It's really that simple. I've seen people have kids at the age of 18 go into financial ruin, and that ruins their kids' life, that ruins their life, and it's overall not that great. Make sure you're planning, preparing, and taking care of all 10 things I listed in this video, because if you aren't taking care of any of them, you're guaranteed to be poor. But if you're taking care of at least 7, 8 to 9 of these and working to take care of all 10 of these in the long run, well, you're going to be doing all right, and you're going to be very financially prosperous. It's really that simple. Check out another video of mine on your screen right now. If you enjoyed this one and watched it to the end, you'll probably enjoy that one as well.